Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I'm your host, Harrison Graham, and today we are presented by Magic Spoon. Guys, I've been telling you about this cereal for months. I love the cocoa flavor. I was reading the benefits on the back for just a second because the benefits are great. 13 to 14 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar. It's fantastic, and it tastes absolutely delicious. Get $5 off at magicspoon.com/bears because that is the place to go to get $5 off your first order. All right, let's get into our Bears rumors roundup. By the way, you check out the new graphics package we got. New look here at Bears Now. Let me know in the comments if you like it with a Y for yes or an N for no. Are the Bears mishandling Andy Dalton and Justin Fields, the whole quarterback situation? I'm going to go 3 smoking Jays. You know, I'm not going to say it's been a full blown-out disaster because we haven't even seen a game yet. Andy Dalton could tear it up on Sunday night against the Los Angeles Rams. This comes from Mike Greenberg of ESPN. Went on Get Up this morning, went on a rant, and basically just doesn't agree with the Bears' reasoning of starting Dalton over Fields. Says this is not an Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes situation. Mentioned that Smith was a much better player than Dalton is at this point. And, of course, Dalton will start in Week 1 against the LA Rams. There is a couple of minor things wrong with Mike Greenberg and what he had to say. And let's read the quote, and then I'll dive into that. If I have to hear one more person describe the Bears' handling of the QB situation as following the Mahomes method, I might just have to lose my mind. These two situations are absolutely not equal. Andy Dalton does not equal Alex Smith. He's not wrong. Alex Smith was a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback who was probably a top 12 quarterback in the league when they drafted Mahomes. That is not true with Andy Dalton. He's maybe a top 25 quarterback. That being said, who is actually really saying that? The Bears are saying it. Matt Nagy saying, hey, I was there with Alex Smith and Mahomes, and it worked out great having Mahomes sit behind him. But what major media member, what former Bears player, who is saying that out there? You know what they are saying? This is stupid. Start Justin Fields. And I agree with that part of it. I'm fine with that. But where's Green? If I hear one more person say that, no one's saying it. Like, no one. Matt Nagy and the Bears are, but no one out there who's covering the NFL is actually saying that. So I don't really understand where Greeny is coming from on that situation. Now, people are saying Dalton should start because of the Bears' O-line situation, but that's a totally different story. Now, what do you guys think? Who should start? We know Dalton's getting the nod early on, but who should get the nod? Type AD for Andy Dalton. Type JF for Justin Fields. I want to know from you guys, who should start for the Bears in Week 1 of the 2021 NFL season? Go ahead and cast your votes. Obviously, I don't disagree with what Greeny's saying, and Fields probably should start for a couple of reasons. Number one, rookie quarterbacks are much more advanced than they used to be. People are like, oh, Aaron Rodgers sat his first 3 years. Yeah, that was 20 years ago. It's a different league now. Quarterbacks are more prepared, and to Greeny's point, Andy Dalton is not Alex Smith. Not at this point. Dalton 5 years ago, maybe, but he has not been the same guy the last few years. He's been a fringe starter for about 4 years now, which is fine. I have no problem with the Bears going this route, but if I'm being honest, and if it were up to me, I would probably start Justin Fields, even though it's against a tough team in the LA Rams. If you think he's the better quarterback, you should play the better quarterback. And I do think that Fields does give you a better chance of winning this season, albeit it is his rookie year. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I don't know where Greeny's coming from when he said the whole, like, oh, it's, all these people are saying this, but I do think that Justin Fields probably should start, which is why you should subscribe, because we'll have a live watch party this Sunday night for the Rams and the Chicago Bears. Sunday Night Football. Hit that subscribe button and join us on Sunday night. The link is down below. It's youtube.com/Bears Now. Go check it out, and we will have more videos throughout the week, and obviously we'll be live for that entire game, breaking down the entire action. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Eddie Goldman, is he injured? At least in some capacity, for Smoking Jays on this one. Bear down because he's banged up. There's no way to avoid that fact of the matter, which he's not 100% right now. Bears injury report from Wednesday had him not practicing, dealing with a knee and an ankle injury. Nagy did say this morning that he is day-to-day, but right now his status for Week 1 is unknown. It's definitely uncertain. guess that he's probably on the outside looking in terms of giving it a go in week one. Not sure when these issues flared up because he played in the third preseason game, but there was some chatter on Wednesday that, Eddie Goldman, there's chatter he's dealing with an injury. And then, of course, the injury report comes out and confirms that. So we will see if he plays in week one. Bears are practicing as we film this, so we'll see if he's out there practicing. If I had to guess, I don't really expect him to play, which is disappointing because he obviously is a major difference maker, and the Bears missed him last year when he opted out due to COVID-19. But when you're dealing with a knee and an ankle injury, that could be a lot to overcome. So more on this, more on the defensive line situation in just a moment. But want to shout out our sponsor once again. That, of course, is Magic Spoon. The flavors are the best part of this, not just the nutrition aspects, which speaks for itself. Of course, 13 grams of protein, 4 grams of net carbs, and 0 grams of sugar, I should say. But it tastes delicious. I'm a big fan of the cocoa cereal, which is right here, the peanut butter. The one on screen right there is the frosted. It's tasty. It's delicious. There's tons of different flavors available. We'll run through just a few of them right here for you guys. The blueberry is out there. Big fan of that one as well. Cinnamon is one of their popular flavors. So is the cocoa, like I mentioned, probably my favorite, if I could say so myself. Frosted, and then, of course, the fruity as well. Puts Fruity Pebbles absolutely to sleep. Get $5 off at magicspoon.com/bears. Get back in the breakfast game with Magic Spoon. We'll have a link in the comments and in the description as well. Some more evidence that Eddie Goldman may not play in week one is the fact that they signed a couple of defensive tackles to their practice squad. Margus Hunt, 295 pounds, 6'8", big dude there. He's been around for a while. He's bounced around, had 9 tackles and a sack last year, been a rotation guy for most of his career. So he's on the practice squad. You also signed Damion Square, who's another 300-pounder. So I just, I'm not super confident we'll see Goldman in week one. I hope we do, but I'd rather him sit week one and be ready to go for, week 2 and beyond than to play him and have him get injured worse. So hopefully he's back there sooner rather than later. If he doesn't go, you're probably looking at Bilal Nichols sliding back inside, which is what he did last year to play that nose tackle position. Angelo Blackson would probably start at the other defensive end spot, and then you've got Kyrus Tonga as your rotation nose. Mario Edwards Jr. is suspended, so he is unavailable. So if you're out Eddie Goldman, you're a little thin on that defensive front heading into week one. So what do you think? Will he play against the Rams? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Will Eddie Goldman play in the week one matchup for Chicago? Get your votes in with a simple Y or a simple N. Okay, one more story here, then we're going to sign off. More big plays this season. Are they coming? I think so. I think this is pretty likely. 3 smoking Jays, and really it just comes down to roster construction. The way the Bears attacked this offseason was to add more speed. Which is what they've done. That's why I do think it's pretty likely that we will see bigger plays this year. Marquise Goodwin, he's a burner. So is Damion Byrd. Brashad Perriman has been a big play receiver throughout his career. You add Khalil Herbert in the draft. He's got big play potential both at running back and on special teams. And as you guys know, the Bears need more explosive plays. Too many missed opportunities last year with guys like Darnell Mooney, who obviously is a big play machine as well. I was just listing the new guys there on the graphic. You've got to hit more plays downfield. You got to get more chunk yardage. You got to find more yards after the catch, which is why they've gone away from guys like Javon Wims and Riley Ridley towards speedsters like Marquise Goodwin and Damion Byrd because they can make more things happen. Here's what Brashad Perriman said, quote, "Without a doubt, this is the fastest team I've ever been a part of." He's only been here a couple of days. Allen Robinson, having speed does give us the ability to stretch the field and do different things when it comes to just kind of like plays. And then Jimmy Graham, a tight end's best friend is speed on the outside. I think myself and Cole Kmet, Jesse James, and our group will benefit a lot from that. When you've got speed on the outside, then everything underneath really opens up, and that is a key. If teams know you can't beat them over the top, they'll just pack down. They'll play press coverage. They'll stack the box, which is not what you want if you're the Bears because you like to run the football with David Montgomery. But if you can hit some of these big plays, this offense can open up. The potential is there for this to be an explosive offense. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, this is going to be a top 10 offense this year, but if you hit 20% of the missed deep balls you had last year with Trubisky and Foles, that's going to lead to several big play opportunities because how many times did we see Darnell Mooney running free and quarterback can't hit him? Comes down to the quarterback play in the offensive line play. I think you've got the skill players in place. You're fast at receiver. You've got good running backs in Montgomery, Damion Williams, and Khalil Herbert, and once Tariq Cohen comes back. But you need the quarterbacks to play well, whether it's Fields or Dalton, and you need the offensive line to hold up, which that remains to be seen. So we'll see if this team generates more big plays. I'm optimistic. I think they will. Can't say for Smoke and Jays because we haven't even seen this team play yet, but I do think the opportunities will be there with the amount of speed on this offense. Okay, so how about this? Doesn't sound like a lofty goal, but with this defense, top 20 would be nice. Will the Bears have a top 20 offense? 1 for yes, 2 for no. If they're like 17th in total offense, this team's making the playoffs because I think the defense will still be pretty good, even if it's slightly worse than last year. But get your votes in. Will this be a top 20 offensive unit? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Go ahead and cast your votes. And then join us on Sunday Night Football. We'll be live 10 to 15 minutes before kickoff. 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central is the time for Bears versus Rams. And then we'll be live probably 7:10, 7:05, somewhere in that range. So subscribe, join us, hit that subscribe button, spread the word. It's going to be the littest watch party on YouTube between the Bears and the Rams. We'll see how long Andy Dalton lasts in week 1.